Hello Leo, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. This is a Leo collective reading for the month of December. Aspects of it might apply to you, but also to somebody else or other people in your environment at this time. You can reverse the information, depending on who it's for. But you can also look at my other videos for more information if you are cross-watching for perhaps your moon placement or your Venus placement or some other aspect which you'd like to follow up on. I work with the 12 houses of the zodiac, astrological guidance, goddess guidance, and the destiny cards. All my information is in the drop-down box below, so if you want to book a reading or you want to look at my website, that's there. I'm also on Instagram. I do daily posts and also I do weekly readings on there. So please don't forget to like and share or like and subscribe, as that moves the, sort of circulates the videos around so that more people can see them. Just going to pull out, I normally pull out 3 areas of interest for you coming up for the month. 5th house, coming up a lot at the moment. We've got 8th house, endings and beginnings, also coming up a lot. And then we've got 1st house. So 5th house is children, creativity, love affairs, risk-taking, and all recreational activities. 8th house is endings and beginnings, sex, death, rebirth, and this can be symbolic death. It's also the house of finance. It's the rise of psychic senses as well. But big shifts, changing, cycles ending and cycles at beginning. 1st house is obviously about the physical body, but it's also what you're projecting to others at this time, what they see when they see you. It's your vitality, your life force, and also how you're meeting the world, what it is you're actually aiming to do, what you've set your sights on, how you're setting your course, how you're moving forward. Let's get some astrological guidance now. Just come out. We've got Taurus I have coming in, so some sort of stability coming in there for you. It could be artistic, because Taurus does come up with that, or the arts. Then we've got Mars force coming in for the 8th house. So this could be partner related, or it could be some action that you need to take. It might be defensive action you need to take. Grand Cross Provoker. That's for the 1st house. And then we've got Part of Fortune. This is the bottom of the astrological deck. Part of Fortune, increase, usually an increase in some sort of flow, can be finance or any kind of abundance, but also talents and skills start to rise up. They get triggered normally and then they rise up. Let's get some goddess guidance now. We've got Sekhmet, be strong. Ishtar, boundaries, is coming in for the 8th house. So you need to defend yourself. You need to defend what you're doing. Pull back, put some boundaries in place. You need to take action on that. And then we've got Orna, leap of faith, coming in for the... This is something that you're busy with, but you're going to be under quite a lot of pressure. Whether it's a physical thing, like a physical activity, or something which you're trying to push forward. This could be your interests, your hobbies, your personal interests and hobbies, something that you're working on and you'd like to get busy with. But you're going to be under quite a bit of strain with that. Lots of things happening all at once. And it could be a bit taxing on your energy, your life force, your vitality. But Uno is saying that not to give up. You've got Kali ending and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So this is the second time you have this. You also have it in the 8th house. So this could very well be relationship based. It can also be cycle based. So in other words, old experiences, whether it's relationship based or finance based. Also could be letting go of old things, whether this is old mindsets, situations. It can even be people that have kind of are moving out of your environment in some way. Some people could be transitioning to the next life, but it's usually ego death. That's normally what comes in with the 8th house, or the passing away of some aspect of you to make room for new things. But what Kali is saying is that she's the ultimate get things done goddess. So this is normally to push stuck energy. Now, being a Leo, you are a fixed sign. So you don't like to change, you don't like changes. You don't like rushing from one thing to another. You prefer to have, being a fixed sign, you're a concentrator. You're a concentrator of energy. So Kali is going to come along to shift that for you. So it's best to work with her energies, the endings of things and the beginnings of others, the releasing of old cycles and experiences, the past, things that just are not working for you anymore, and the moving into the new things. And it's that transition, that little bit of a washing machine that you go through between those two cycles. She's the ultimate get things done goddess, as I said. So if you kind of are resisting making certain changes, which you know in your heart you need to make, then she's going to come along and shift them for you. It will be an upheaval, and it could very well be a little bit of a it could even be a shock, or it could be things coming to the surface and now you've got to face them whether you want to or not. So it can be quite a wake-up call, but if you work with her, you can achieve an incredible amount, and you will be able to shift an incredible amount out of your life that's no longer serving you anymore and move forward. So that's what it's all about. But what she's also saying is that these changes that you need to be making at this time, and it's coming up in the 8th house and obviously other areas, but I feel it's very much 8th house connected. We will get to that. This is not to be afraid, or to be fearful, or to be angry or resistant, or to any kind of other negative thing that's going to hold you back. Release all of that. You need to make these changes. They're necessary, they're inevitable, and they're for your highest good. Okay, so work with her, work with these energies to transition from one situation to another. You, as I said, you will achieve an incredible amount because of her energy. So something falling away, something beginning, and closing of a chapter, beginning of a new chapter. But it's really is releasing the old to make way for new things which are going to serve your growth and serve you better in the future. You're going to get some sort of increase in your life. So part of fortune is a wonderful card to be having actually anywhere in your chart. So this is overall, these are going to be aspecting and affecting you, but you're going to get some kind of like a windfall or support or recognition or rewards, something like that coming in. It's almost like you are coming into notice. People are noticing things, or there's specific people around you who are noticing things about you, or noticing your work, or just aspects of you. The other side of part of fortune is that usually there's some sort of trigger in your life, and this activates the rising up of skills and talents, and connected to that will be abundance, which has lain dormant in your life up until this point. So this could be a hobby or an interest or just a skill or a talent that you have, or you've known about, or something that you enjoyed when you were perhaps very young, something you have a natural affinity for, but it never got realized. You've never focused on it, or you've not actually used it in any way. It's like your pot of gold. You actually need to dig. You need to dig it out. But it's going to be stirred up. As I said, it's like a ripple in the waters, and out comes these things. It's like an affinity or a just something that you suddenly seem to be really quite good at, or something is flowering in your life, like a skill or a talent or an ability. And you may need to be studying further to hone that or to harness that ability. So look around, observe yourself, know yourself really, really well. And this is something probably that, you took for granted. Or it's just lain dormant and you've been so busy doing other things robotically in your life that now this starts to manifest for you, and it's something that you just are drawn to because it's in you. So you need to harness it, and you can only do that by learning more or by practicing it more or by just doing more of it. And that's how you hone that skill. So you may need to learn more. This card is very, very good for anything that you may be currently learning. It's very good for taking exams or sitting some sort of skills test or just testing yourself. It's a very good card to have for that because it helps you with that. So it's about honing this skill or this ability or this talent or just some kind of affinity that you have. It's your pot of gold. You need to mine it. Okay, you need to utilize it in your life now, and move forward with it because it's going to open a lot of doors for you. So any kind of learning, any kind of studying, taking exams, anything like that is very well aspected with this card. But it's also saying that, and I feel that when people start to notice what it is that you can do or what you are doing, and then they start to notice, and you start to come to sort of notoriety, and that's when the spotlight falls on you. It draws in, it attracts abundance. And this, as I said, can be rewards, it can be windfalls, it can be support, it can be ideas, whatever you require, whatever you require for that. So keep a keen look on yourself, follow your instincts, and then you can harness this wonderful energy. You may very well, with Kali here, you may need to let go of something which you perhaps have done for a long period of time. Some aspect of your life is passing away, and it could be triggered, and now you're pursuing something which is your heart's desire, something that's very close to you. This is about your hobbies and interests. Your first house is about that. This is something that is in you and something that you've always been interested in or always had leaning towards, and it's letting go of an old way of life. And then moving forward into something, a change of direction for you, something that is better suited for you, and possibly you let go of an old lifestyle, an old way of doing things, a way of life which you just got used to. You became accustomed to it, and now comes along a trigger, something gets shifted, and you start moving forward into something which is much better suited for you. I just want to do a destiny card here for you as well. Satisfaction. Okay. So I feel, once you start making these big changes here with the endings and beginnings, and you start accessing this, whatever it is that is rising up to the surface. Now, 8th house is about that, things rising up to the surface, things that have been hidden. So whether it's your psychic abilities or your ability to handle finance, business, or some other aspect, it's the rising up of that. And I feel that once you start tapping into that, as I said, it's something that's already in you. It's latent in you. Once you start tapping into that, then you're going to come into this very strongly. But it's the process that you go through. So with the 5th house creativity, as I said, this is normally recreational based. So it's an activity which is, or activities which are recreational, enjoyable, fun, pleasurable, anything like that. It could be a sport, or it could be a handcraft, or it could be some other creative thing that you do. We are all creative, but not all of us are artistic. So use your creativity at this time. It's your particular brand of creativity. So it could just be the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you handle children, the way you dress your home, the way you there's lots of things, lots of ways that we use our creativity. It can even be giving speeches or talking to others, motivating others, or giving courses, or whatever it is that you do. It's your particular brand, your flair, your individuality, your stamp on things. Okay, that's where the creativity comes in. It could be very well your profession or a job that you're doing or a project that you're working on, a hobby or interest of yours. It's also about children. The fifth house is about children, so children may be coming up for you, your own children or other people's children that are around you at this time. If you are in a relationship, it may be something that you're thinking about long term. This house is also the house of love affairs and everything associated with that. And you've got Taurus coming in here, so this is sensuality. This is a rich and sensual love life. It's also loving your creature comforts, little luxuries, and so on. So use your creative skills to bring this into your life. It's also, as I said, home comforts, things like that, feeling secure and, having all your home comforts around you. That can also come in, and it can be connected to a love affair. It can also be, this house is also about the risk-taking of some sort. So there may be a risk required somewhere here, either with a business or a project or to do with your children or some other aspect coming in. It could, as I said, be an activity. It's got a risk element to it. Now, this can cover things like gambling, but it's also connected to the stock exchange and stock market, things like that. Perhaps that's of an interest to you. And you've got your financial house here, so possibly something is coming in for you, or you could be investing in things, taking a risk on certain things. So, all of that comes in under the fifth house. Okay, so we've got Taurus. This is the card of accumulation of wealth. Now, everybody has a different idea, a different value system associated with wealth. For some, it's money. For some, it's health. For some, it's home and family, close-knit clan. For some, it's having a home, a beautiful home. For others, it's a wonderful profession. Everybody's got their own values, and this is very much about that. What do you value? It has got a materialistic slant to it as well, but it's the accumulation of wealth. It's also about grounding and doing things which are related to the earth. So this can be gardening, it can be activities in nature, whether it's hiking or some physical activity. It's also very much about related to the earth, as in property, real estate, farming, having an urban farm, or having a small plot which you can go and work at, growing your own veggies, things like that. So it's got all of those lovely earthy elements to it. It's also got a lot of sensuality attached to it. So this is associated with, as I said, tactile. It could be love affair related, as I said, but it's also could very well be about materialistic things, because when you start going, it can also bring up feelings of, wanting too much in the materialistic line. So that kind of borders on greed almost, or having too much, So you've got to walk a fine line there. By all means, appreciate your material things, but don't let them bog you down, because that can happen with the Taurus card. You can get so bogged down in materialistic things that when you have to change things, or when you have to let go of things, it becomes very, very difficult. All right, so it's got that aspect to it. You have got Sekhmet be strong here, so we'll have to see how that comes in. It could be children related, or it could be that you are wrestling with certain things. Perhaps you are having to let go of certain materialistic things. It could also be that you're working on your security at this time, and a lot is tied up with the fifth house. It could be a creative project you're busy with, or there could be some risk that you're taking currently. But this has got a very strong monetary influence attached to it. The other side of Taurus is also the arts. So it could be something that you are involved with. The fifth house is very much connected to that. So this is the arts, as in ballet, music, or artistic pursuits, whether it's actual art or sculpture or whatever. It can also be on the stage, so stage work. Anything associated with the arts, the appreciation of beauty, art galleries, things like that. Anything to do with the appreciation of art and everything associated with that, culture and so on. So that may be coming in for you. Perhaps you are actually moving forward in a creative endeavor, or busy with the arts in your life. And so this opportunity is coming up for you, and this is why you've got Sekhmet coming in here. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. So you could be a little bit nervous about something. You could be feeling a little bit insecure about something in your fifth house. So this is about digging yourself in, keeping yourself grounded as you go through this process, as you try for whatever it is that you're trying to do in the fifth house. It's about consolidating and getting in touch with your strength, your inner strength, and staying grounded, staying firmly in yourself to tackle whatever may be coming up. So we've got your Sekhmet, be strong. So you may be facing something which is putting you to the test in some way. So I'll give you an example. If you are in the artistic field or the arts, you may be discovering something about yourself with the part of fortune. And you're going to be sort of having to walk your talk, put yourself to the test in some way. And she's saying that you can do this, have a victorious mindset. Don't let naysayers or skeptics hold you back at this time. All right. So you could be taking a little bit of a risk in some way, or you could be pushing yourself forward in some interest of yours or some activity of yours, which is very close to your heart, which is important to you. And she's saying that you can get through this. You can get through this. You are much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And that you will have, as long as you have a victorious mindset, be confident in your abilities, you will overcome whatever is coming up for you, any sort of challenge. But ignore the naysayers, ignore the skeptics. You just ground yourself and work methodically and practically, which is another Taurian trait. Be methodical, be practical. Stay grounded, and you will work your way through whatever challenge you may be facing at this time in this house. Just have that victorious mindset. You may also want to be doing physical activities to build your actual physical strength up. So this is why it's coming in the activities house, some sort of recreational activity. This is to build you up in your physical body, because the Taurus energy is very physical. All right, so that's going to build you up in some way so that you can tackle a great variety of things. Then here we've got the 8th house, which is the endings and beginnings coming in for you. So it's very strongly aspected. If you are in a love affair, sexuality may be coming up at this time. But I do feel this may be financial related. And it, as I said, some sort of cycle is ending for you, and some other new cycle is trying to manifest. And you've got to let go of old things. You've got to actually simply let go of old mindsets, of old ways of doing things, old professions, whatever it is that you need to let go of. Okay, so this can also be about the rising up of things that have been hidden or pressed or suppressed or just ignored. Okay, so it's the rising up of that. You simply cannot help it. It's going to come up. You may have a few secrets coming up. There could be a few power struggles in this house as well. But it really is about things being revealed, all right? Revealed within yourself and revealed to others as well. It's got a strong finance aspect to it. So this is, insurances, investments, assets, banking, accounting, taxes come in very strong. And monetary affairs, as I said, do come in with Taurus as well. So all of those aspects. It can also bring in inheritance and legacies, especially if this does relate to the passing on of somebody and you're now dealing with inheritances and things like that, or some sort of legacy. You may be in the monetary profession and you deal with this, handling other people's money. That also comes in on the 8th house. Things are changing now. Things are changing in this arena across the world. So you may be going through a lot of significant changes right now. This house is also about regeneration, renewal. So some aspect financially may be coming up where, as I said, old aspects are falling away. They're just no longer serving you anymore, and you need to change. You need to change gears now and move forward in a different direction. So it could be the regeneration or the renewal of something. It could be an old idea, or it could be an old way of doing things, or something which just suits you better at the moment. It can also be, the 8th house can also be when it comes to partners, so business partners or committed love relationships. Okay, so this is a committed relationship or a very close personal relationship. you're committed in some endeavor, whether it's a relationship or a partnership. It's the nuts and bolts of that. How are you two merging together your emotional and material resources? How are you bringing that? How are you merging that together? And all of those aspects. Or how are you separating them if you are diverging and going in a different direction? So all of that comes in the 8th house. So here you've got Mars Force. So this is a very strong card. Mars is the god of war. So you may be feeling that, you may be feeling that way. You may be feeling challenged. You may have to defend yourself. You may have to take action in some way. That is the Mars energy. It's a powerful energy, but just be careful that it's saying go ahead and do what you need to do, but just don't be too forceful about it. You've got to work in a measured, step-by-step way with power, and then you will achieve what you need to do. But certainly the energy and the enthusiasm and the drive is there. This is about drive. This is about ambition. This is about pushing forward on something with great intention and determination. It can also be losing tempers or having lots of egotistical things going on around you, or the rise of ego within you, because this is rising up. Don't forget the 8th house. So you may have to grapple with a few things. There may be a few power struggles going on, but it's also a very direct and very direct and honest energy. Put your cards on the table. Get things clear. You know what you expect, what you want. Be clear about what it is, and then go for it. This has got a very much a driving force, ambition, goal-oriented, and going after whatever it is that you have set your sights on. But just be aware of the rushing of you're just rushing in general. Forget it. Don't do it. Work in a measured way. Hot tempers and flare-ups and things like that. Try and keep all of that under control. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So with this, everything I've talked about, and with the Mars energy, you may have to be very clear. You may have to check your current boundaries. It could be that some boundaries have outlived their usefulness. Because you are changing and you're going from one cycle to another, or you're letting go of certain things and moving into a new phase, some of the boundaries that you had attached to the old cycle may need to be reviewed or changed or dropped at this time. So just assess your boundaries. Or it could be that you need to put in new ones, or you need to put in boundaries with specific people or with specific situations. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. This is going to, when you work with the energy of Ishtar, this is going to give you the impetus to put boundaries in place. And when you do that, it frees you up, gives you time to relax, to do recreational activities, to actually have time to yourself, to regenerate your energy, which is another aspect of the 8th house. Regenerate your energy so that you can make accurate decisions. You can make informed decisions because you're attached to yourself. You're doing things, you're making time for yourself so that you can make informed decisions. You don't want to be rushing madly into things or having people taking things from you and making demands on you all the time, because then you limit your time that you need to spend on yourself, going within, doing all of that special work. So make sure that you're giving yourself time to rest, relax, rejuvenate, and regroup to move forward and make decisions, whatever they may be, and just review boundaries that maybe have been attached to an old cycle which is now leaving you. First house is the body. So this could all be sexuality related, and could be related to a strong relationship in your life, because you've got the first house, which is to do with your life force, your vitality. 8th house does cover sexuality. You have satisfaction here, and you have Mars, which is desire, which is a lot of sexual power or prowess or passion. With the Mars card. So all of these aspects may be coming, and maybe it's been stirred up by a relationship or a love affair, which now may be moving into some kind of some sort of commitment. But first house covers everything to do with the physical body. You may be going through a tremendous amount at this time because you've got Grand Cross Provoker here. Grand Cross is all about building up inner strength, inner reserve, inner resolve, but really inner strength. That is the best way to put this. Resilience, inner strength to withstand a great many changes happening all at once. You have 4 very hard angles on you there, and this is going to take its toll on your body. All right. So lots of things coming at you all at once, lots of things that you need to get done or do, and they literally come in like this, one after the other, and you're going to be juggling. So make sure that you look after your health, keep your life force intact, and this is why you have boundaries here. Okay. So it's all about your life force, your vitality, your energy levels. It's about your appearance. It's also about what you are projecting to others. So with the Grand Cross Provoker, communication to others comes in very strongly because you're going to be under a lot of pressure. There could be a lot of frustrations. There could be delays. You could be juggling. And you can't afford to get tired or run down, because then you're going to start slipping into resentment and snapping at other people and losing your temper. So just make sure you look after yourself. Give yourself time. When you need to take a break, you take a break. All right. So the only way you can handle this Grand Cross energy is through setting priorities and having a very strict list of priorities and working through them, updating those priorities as often as you need to. And just keep doggedly working towards what it is that you're working towards, your goals. You know, it's about time management. It's about communicating with others. All of these aspects come in. Other aspects of the first house, as I said, is your hobbies, your interests, your personal hobbies and interests. And this is coming up in here. So you may be pushing forward. This is about personal independence, how you meet the world. How are you moving forward in the world? How are you setting your sails to move forward? All of that comes in. And it's also what you are projecting to others. So what are they going to pick up when they see you, when they interact with you? Is it going to be positive, or is it going to be crazy, angry? You know, is it going to be under control? What are you projecting to others? Because whatever you project is what you're going to draw back to you. So stay cool, stay calm, stay collected, stay neutral, but have your determination and your enthusiasm and your drive to achieve what it is you've set for yourself. But, you know, as I said, have a list of priorities, and these may change on a regular basis. All of that comes in with the Grand Cross Provoker. It's about building inner resilience, inner strength, and it will stand you in very good stead later on in your life. This period that you're going through is going to really teach you a lot. And on the other side of this is success, but it's a difficult period. Lots of things going on. You're going to be juggling, using all your skills, all your talents, all your abilities, but you want to be doing it while you're moving forward. You don't want to be standing still on the same spot. And the only way you can do that is by setting priorities and working through them, communicating with others, time management. Then we've got Orna Leap of Faith, and she says, take a risk and put your heart's true desires into action. So as I said, this could all be really relationship related. She's saying to you, take a risk of some sort. So this could all be heart related, relationship related, or it could be finance related, or some project that you're working on, something that you're driving towards. You could be changing everything in your life right now. But she's saying, take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Do not give up. All right. Don't give up on what is important to you. And take a leap of faith. All right. So you've got the 5th house, which is about risk taking. So there is some leap of faith which you need to take at this time. And this is why you need to gather your energy, your resources, your enthusiasm. And you can't do that if you're tired. All right. So make sure that you are looking after yourself so that you are fully ready to take this leap of faith, because it's going to come for you in some way, shape, or form. You've got Kali endings and beginnings. That is about that. And you've got part of fortune. So there's support for you there. Take a risk, whatever it may be. And you know, as I said, being a Leo, you don't like to change easily. But there's some leap of faith coming in for you. But she's standing with you, and you know, this is about your heart's desire, your true desires, which is covered by Mars. Okay, and you know, and taking that step. Don't give up. All right, keep going, keep moving forward. And know that the universe has got you back. You've got support, and work with the Kali energies to get rid of the things in your life that don't serve you anymore, so that you can move forward. And with Kali behind you, you will be propelled forward in such a powerful way. So take your leap of faith. Don't worry. You know, you will be all right. You will be okay. But it's, as long as it's your true desire, and take action. Be determined, and just go for it. Okay, Leo, I hope you enjoyed that. Please take care, and Have a wonderful, wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and share, and I will see you next time.